What's up, everyone? This is FP6 bringing you my tournament recap of my weighted Fusion Cup. This was a 6-round tournament that we had here in Denver, Colorado. I ended up going 5-1, which I was more than happy with because this actually put me at number 7 in the world, ranked globally. So that was pretty exciting. I can only imagine what it would have been if I would have swept it 6-0. And I believe number 2 in the United States as well. So we'll kind of be recapping these battles here. And the crazy thing about this Fusion Cup, out of all the tournaments I've done in this month, so many of the tournaments had crazy upsets and outcomes that don't normally take place. And I'm really going to chalk this up to the fact that winning the lead was so important in the Fusion Cup. It was not very forgiving if you lost that lead. You had to pull out some crazy maneuvers in order to win that match back. So in this tournament especially, some of the top seeded players did not perform as well as they normally do. And again, there's just there's a lot of chance and risk involved in this cup because of how important that lead matchup is. So I lucked out and win 5-1. We'll kind of see my matches here. This first round is up against JTI7N. You can see our teams on the screen. I made a significant change to my team of 6. I'm actually running Heracross and Probopass now. And it was a very smart decision on my end to change up my team. I didn't get very much practice with it before this tournament, but I knew what Heracross was capable of, especially, so I'm glad that I included it in my team. Now, looking at Jay's team here, my Charizard's going to have favorable matchups against his Ninetales and Bronzong and Breloom. He is running a Breloom, which leads me to believe he really does not like Empoleon, because Breloom is a very hard check to Empoleon. So I do need to be careful of that matchup. His Whiscash just goes for a Mud Bomb, and I know that my Charizard is able to take it. I go for the Dragon Claw spam here just to try to burn shields, and I'm actually able to get to another Dragon Claw, which is really good for me. Either going to burn this last shield, or barely take out the Whiscash with one more Fire Spin there. In comes the Bronzong. This is totally fine with me because I have my Empoleon. I do need to avoid the Breloom if he brought it in this line of 3 here. Now, if this is a Bulldoze, this is going to hurt. I am going to commit a shield here, and I correctly catch the Bulldoze. He's opting to stay in, so instead of over-farming here too much, I'm just going to throw my Hydro Cannon. I do get the last shield there. I can't remember. Did we see his last Pokemon already? Nope. It is, in fact, and a Alola Ninetales, so let's just go for the Flash Cannon nuke here. Going to be hitting double super effective, and I'm up a shield, so this is easily going to one-shot the Alola Ninetales. Good games there. I know I was doing a long intro through that first round, but I was able to take the first game and then take the second game here. We'll see how we adapt in game 3. Going for my Empoleon lead against Bronzong. This is favorable for me. You just need to watch out for the Bulldoze. It's going to take 5 confusions, I believe, to get to that Bulldoze. So he's at 4 right now. He's not quite at the Bulldoze yet. I am going to throw the Hydro Cannon to put on some pressure. He's now at the Bulldoze, so I am in Bulldoze range as well, and I don't want to risk getting hit by a Bulldoze. So, but now he brings in that Breloom. I need to get out of there super fast. I believe I ran Empoleon and Double Flyer in this line here. Now I know Charizard can tank a Dynamic Punch, and then I'm just going to farm this Breloom down because it's so squishy. Charizard with an energy advantage is really great, and no matter what comes in, I'm going to dump a Blast Burn on it. He's up 2 shields. I'm expecting a shield here, and it does. He does shield it up, so good play on his part. And he's able to Mud Shot down my Charizard before I'm able to get to that Dragon Claw. Pretty unfortunate, and I'm actually in not a good scenario here. I'm gonna, oh man, he's able to get this Mud Bomb off before I can land my Hydro Cannon, so I actually let it go through. And then I bring in my Altaria. Now we know in the one shield scenario, My Altaria does not have the attack breakpoint on Dragon Breath, so he can go straight Blizzard and take this. But since I had a slight... Alright, I didn't shield the Blizzard there. I thought he was going to bait me, so he does take the... Yikes! He does take game 3 there. I do take the first round. Round 2 is up against Unassigned Seat. Man, I really fast forward these things. Pretty fast. Going to have to do some fast talking here. Against Unassigned Seat's team, he has a big Altaria weakness, so I definitely exploit that a lot. The only thing I need to avoid is the Alolan Sandslash. Honestly, even against that Bronzong matchup, I'm totally fine with staying in that. If I was running Noctowl instead of Altaria, that'd be a different scenario. If his Charizard is a wing attack Charizard, it actually beats Altaria in the one shield scenario. Literally just discovered this like at a tournament yesterday. I ran into a wing attack Charizard for the first time, and I really want to get my hands on a wing attack Charizard. I'm assuming Niantic will probably bring wing attack back at some point, just like they brought back all these other legacy moves. So I do think I have a trade lined up, though, to get my hands on one. I am up a shield. Altaria is going to be able to come in. I don't know what his second move on the Swampert is yet. If it's Sludge Wave, that's definitely going to do a good amount of damage to my Altaria. So I'm willing to commit shields in order to avoid the Sludge Wave. It's only a Hydro Cannon again. He still has not revealed that second move. I'm assuming this is going to be a Hydro Cannon as well. Another Hydro Cannon. This Swampert is just a machine gun, man. It rips off Hydro Cannon so fast. I know this is going to be another Hydro Cannon as well. No point in shielding this up. These do chip away over time, but this is definitely still a favorable matchup for me. This is going to take out the Swampert. What does he have in the back? It is Charizard. I am in Dragon Claw range, so I am going to commit my last shield, get off this Sky Attack, and then make a switch into my Pokemon in the back so Charizard can't attempt to farm any more energy. It goes through. Oh, actually, no, I just totally Dragon Breath it down. That works too. Able to take that first game there. Gonna lead Altaria again, so double Flyer plus Empoleon. This, I really like the matchups that it has against this team. I get the lead again. I still don't know what the second move on this Swampert is here. I know this is just going to be a Hydro Cannon again. So I let it go through. Going to be resisting this. There's the Alolan Sandslash. This is exactly what I wanted to have happen. I wanted to get the Alolan Sandslash switch locked on my Charizard, because this is pure energy for me. I don't have to commit shields. I believe I might have barely survived this with like a sliver of health, but I was just barely too late to this switch in, so I will commit one shield for all of this stored energy. I'm anticipating the Swampert. Out comes the Swampert again. Gonna go straight Blast Burn here. He does shield it up. In that scenario, I mean, Swampert is so fast to get to Hydro Cannon. I could have possibly gone for the Dragon Claw bait and then tried to throw 2 Dragon Claws maybe, but that's just such a hard loss for Charizard against Swampert, so bring in my Empoleon. This is favorable for me. If he has Earthquake, though, I do need to look out for that. I still don't know what his second move is, so I'm going to commit a shield here. It's just a Hydro Cannon again, so I'm going to throw my own Hydro Cannon. I don't want him to switch out or throw another charge move. I get the shield there. Now I'm going to switch into my Altaria. I know his Alolan Sandslash is out of the picture, so no matter what, my Altaria with stored energy should be able to handle anything on his team. Noctowl is a decent response here, but because of my energy advantage and the fact that Altaria beats Noctowl anyways to begin with, this is going to be favorable for me. So I believe I still survive this Sky Attack. Yep, just a little bit. And able to Dragon Breath it down. Swampert comes back in, but Mud Shot is not enough damage to farm me down, and this Sky Attack is going to be able to take out Swampert. So I take the second game, which solidified me the win for the round, but always play your third games. Going for an Empoleon lead this time. I anticipated him leading that Alolan Sandslash because of the abuse that my Altaria was giving his team. So I do catch the lead. Totally fine with staying in here. Do need to look out for the Bulldoze, though. I know for every two... so this is something about counting fast moves. It's kind of difficult when you and your opponent don't have the same turn duration of fast moves. For example, Empoleon's Waterfall is a 3-turn move versus Alolan Sandslash's Powder Snow, which is 2 turns. I know that for every 2 Waterfalls I throw, they're going to be able to get 3 Powder Snows in, just because of how the turns work out there. So I kind of count it that way. Like every 2 Waterfalls I do, I know like, okay, they're at 3. Then the next 2 I know they're at 6. So that's just kind of something helpful that I found when counting fast moves, because especially if you encounter a little bit of visual lag, it's easy to lose track of what fast moves they're on. We still haven't seen his second move on this Swampert, but I'm just letting everything go through. Out comes the Alolan Sandslash. Charizard is ready. I can tank an Ice Punch. It is going to hit me for a decent amount of neutral damage. I know Swampert's loaded, so I'm just going to throw a straight Dragon Claw. I don't want to even bother getting hit by a Hydro Cannon here. So, and in the back is Venusaur, so this is very favorable for me. Just going to go straight for the Blast Burn. I believe even a Frenzy Plant would take me out at that range because of how squishy Charizard is, but going to be able to take this. Good games there, Jesse. Going to be going into round 3, so currently 2-0 in the tournament. Round 3 is against Dark Answer. His name is Vince, and this is why you always need to not only look at the Pokemon that are in the meta of the Cup, but study some of those spice picks as well. Because Vince always brings one Pokemon that is so far out of left field, and he actually ended up going 5-1 in this Cup as well. So he... like, if you look at his team, it's pretty clear to see what is not a normal pick there. It's the freaking Armaldo. So it can catch a lot of people by surprise if you don't know the moveset, but that's where all the time and hours I spend studying simulations as well as practicing really helps out. Because at this point in the month, like, no Pokemon that anyone's going to bring is going to be a surprise to me. Kind of aware of all the movesets, and so I do need to look out for the Armaldo, but my team has very favorable matchups against it, so I'm not too worried. In comes Heracross. This is a very favorable scenario for me, and I could have even stayed in there against the Whiscash, but Venusaur is such a hard wall to Whiscash. I'm just going to bring it in. He baits me with Mud Bomb. Great play there. I am going to overfarm just a little bit, and now I'm going to throw the Frenzy Plant. Venusaur is also a great response to Probopass. So we're even shields here. Just going to put on some shield pressure with Frenzy Plant, but it doesn't really matter because I have a loaded Heracross in the back, which is absolutely going to one-shot the Probopass. So I'm just going to let this go. It's a Magnet Bomb. Very interesting. Most people run... it's also a Rock Throw Probopass, and most Probopasses I encounter are running Spark with Rock Slide and Thunderbolt, so good thing to take note of there. That first match is so crucial. You want to try to identify your opponent's movesets. So knowing that his Probopass has Rock Throw, I can bring in my Empoleon comfortably. Against his Armaldo, this is definitely a favorable matchup for me. Cross Poison and Rock Blast, I think, is the move. I'm going to resist both of those charge moves, so his Whiscash is switch locked against my Venusaur. Amazing scenario for me here. I'm comfortable committing a shield here. It is the Blizzard, so even more farm down potential for me. Totally going to farm this down. This is going to be another Mud Bomb. This is one of the reasons why I chose Venusaur over Shiftry, is because of the Vine Whip farm down potential on some of the favorable matchups you have when you are a grass type, like against the Mud Boys. Now these Frenzy Plants are going to be hitting Armaldo for neutral. His Fury Cutter's hitting me for neutral. This Cross Poison would hit me for neutral, and the Rock Blast would hit me for neutral. So it's kind of just a neutral matchup all around. But Community Day moves are so good that Frenzy Plant is able to take that out. In comes my Empoleon. I want to switch it in right away because I don't want to be hit by what I'm assuming is going to be a Thunderbolt. I don't know. I think I've only seen Magnet Bomb yet so far. Able to comfortably take that second game. That was the second game, right? Maybe it was the first game. Man, I'm already losing track. These things are flying by. 6-round tournament, and I fast forward this thing pretty hefty. There's the Armaldo again. Empoleon is there to greet it. In comes the Whiscash. Amazing scenario for Venusaur. Man, when you get that Whiscash switch locked, it's so great. This is only going to be a Mud Bomb. So this time he's approaching this as like a pure Mud Bomb spam, which actually works fairly well because it's hitting for decent neutral damage here. I fully commit to the farm down though. I have enough for 2 Frenzy Plants easy here, so regardless of what he has, I'm going to be throwing Frenzy Plant. Again, this is going to hit Armaldo for neutral. I'm expecting both shields to be drawn here and put me at a very significant advantage. There goes both shields. He Fury Cutters me down. I'm okay with it. In comes Empoleon. He's got Frostlass in the back, so Empoleon is going to sweep these 2 Pokemon. I farm up just a little bit there before he's able to get to a Shadow Ball. But Hydro Cannon does not one-shot Frostlass. I still have 2 shields here. I wanted to be kind of... I wanted to flex a little bit and not use any shields in this matchup, but I figure I might as well just play it safe. Again, I'm going to resist everything that this Armaldo throws at me. So there's the Rock Blast. I resist it. And this Hydro Cannon's going to hit for super effective and should take out the Armaldo. So I'm able to win the 3rd round there. Good games there, Vince. Round 4 is up against Caddyshack, and these are some very tough battles. Very tough battles. This is actually where I got my loss at this point in the tournament. And Caddyshack went on to go undefeated, and then in the finals, I believe, he lost. So he ended up going 5-1 as well. Now, in this Bronzong matchup, typically you can win in the 0 and 2 shield scenario if you are the Altaria, depending on IVs. And so I'm not going to commit a shield, and hopefully he doesn't as well. Best case scenario, he commits a shield, and then I'm at a shield advantage at least. But he brings in his Noctowl. This thing is perfectly able to farm down my Altaria. Really sucks for me. I do have Empoleon as a good response to Noctowl. So I need to be worried about if Shiftry comes in. I need to be worried if Whiscash comes in. His Noctowl is staying in. Now these Sky attacks, even though they're resisted, are really going to start to add up. I get a shield there. And at this point, I'm going to commit a shield as well. I want to maintain this matchup, and the fact that he hasn't switched out yet leads me to believe that yeah, he's got Whiscash in the back, so I make a switch into Heracross. If this is a Blizzard, it's going to one-shot me. It's only a Mud Bomb, so he baited me very well there. I need to throw this close combat before the Blizzard comes and is easily going to one-shot me. He shields it up, correct play. Here comes the Blizzard. Really not good for me. I still don't think this Whiscash is in Hydro Cannon range, and he's going to beat me to the Mud Bomb anyways. Oh, so sad to see. So because of his really good Mud Bomb shield bait, he wins that first match. Great game. Great game there. Man, what a play. I need to get a little bit more brave at not shielding shield baits. Katie does it to me all the time. You guys have seen it on the channel. Brutal, and I've lost some pretty important matches because of getting baited. But on the flip side, I've also been hit by the nuke moves thinking that it was a bait. So it's always a flip of the coin, man. And then there's so many mind games involved. You just never know. Now this Empoleon against Whiscash matchup, even though in the simulations, depending on IVs, this is favorable for Empoleon in the one shield, it's never been favorable for me in the one shield, man. Every time I go against a Whiscash, my Empoleon loses. So I count Whiscash as just a straight up counter to my Empoleon at least. Because it never ends up good for me. So I'm going to bring in my Heracross to farm this thing down a little bit. I let this go through. It's only a Mud Bomb. In comes Bronzong. I should have gotten out of there a little bit faster and not gotten hit by that confusion damage, because this really sucks now. We're equal shields, but he's ahead on energy, or ahead on health a little bit here. So I don't get the shield there. I know this is going to be very close. I'm assuming that he has Probopass in the back. If he has Probopass in the back, but I know that my Heracross is very low on health. In comes the Heracross. Oh my goodness, I hardly have any health. In comes a Whiscash. I need 13 counters to throw back-to-back close combats. But I believe I'm only at 12. Because I tried to get one more counter in there and I wasn't able to do it. So, and I fainted with a shield. Such a close matchup. I could have won that if I would have been better with my shielding, and if I actually would have just stuck to my guns and not thrown the close combat so soon. Because of the defense drop, that rock throw damage did more to me. So very close. So this solidified the round for him. We do play a game 3. Favorable matchup for my Empoleon here. He has a very well-rounded team, and this is what you're going to see with a lot of the top players. They really don't have any big weaknesses in their team, and that's why this cup is so risky. The Fusion Cup is not safe at all. Because in the best case scenario, like your best Pokemon matchups against their team will probably only have 3 favorable matchups. So you're going to have to build coverage based off that. If you're really fortunate, you'll have like one of your Pokemon that'll have like maybe 3.5 or 4 favorable matchups. And then you can feel a little bit more confident in your team composition. But other than that, it's just a lot of like, okay, this Pokemon beats 3 of that Pokemon, but loses really hard to the other 3. So just very dangerous, very scary. Venusaur against Probopass, this is very favorable for me. I do need to shield up the Rock Slide, though. And he is running a Rock Throw Probopass, so again, it's good to take note of that. Which allows my Empoleon to have more use against his team. I get the last shield there. And we kind of arrive at our charge moves at the same time. I am going to shield this up. And I wanted to commit to the Vine Whip farm down, but I didn't think I was going to survive. So I do end up throwing my Frenzy Plant here. Regardless of what's in the back, I'm just going to switch into my Altaria. And it was his Charizard anyways, so I can tank all these Dragon Claws totally fine. I'm going to be able to throw the Sky Attack. So I at least take the third game. He didn't sweep me 3-0. Very tough games. He played it very well. And I played it a little too cautiously. That's what lost me the match there. So I'm currently 3-1. This 5th round is up against Keyboard Mashing, another really strong competitor. Now check this out. This is crazy mind games in my team composition here. He's rocking double grass. And whenever you see someone like just rocking a double of something like that, you know that they're just trying to make a psychological statement. So I know that with his team, he is telling me, don't you dare bring in your Empoleon. And so instead I lead with my Empoleon because I'm assuming that he probably thinks that the double grass has enough bench pressure. And so I was able to get that lead. I led Empoleon into his Frostlass, which was very favorable for me. And again, we know how important winning that lead matchup is. So that was kind of a little psychological thing I picked up in his team comp. Which really helped me with the lead scenario there. I'm in a good position here. I know he still has the Frostlass. I am going to shield up this Foul Play. I'm anticipating this being another foul play. He did farm up a lot of energy. Lands a foul play, does so much damage. Out comes the Altaria. Oh no, Frostlass is already down. My mistake, sorry. But I have Probopass in the back, so this is just a hard wall to Altaria. He is up a shield, and Dragon Pulse is the way to go there. Correct play on his part. Sky Attack would be double resisted. Gonna throw this Rock Slide. But I want to leave this matchup with stored energy. We're lagging a little bit here, but honestly it doesn't really matter. The outcome is still going to be the same. Throw the Rock Slide. It takes it out. I have stored energy. That's exactly what I needed leaving that matchup. I need to draw this last shield out here. And now I can comfortably switch into Venusaur. I should have just gone for Sludge Bomb, but I didn't think I had enough energy to throw Sludge Bomb. But Frenzy Plant's going to be able to take it out anyways. So good first game there, keyboard mashing. Very tough. We'll see how this second round goes here. So I lead Probopass into Shiftry. This is a losing scenario for me because I'm running Spark Probopass. So I switch into my Venusaur. He switches into Altaria, which is definitely a hard check to Venusaur, but these Sludge Bombs are going to do a lot of damage. And all of the energy that the Altaria is going to store is going to be worthless against my Probopass. So I'm okay committing 0 shields here because I coupled my Venusaur with Probopass. I know he still has Shiftry, so my Altaria in the back is going to be good against that. Out comes my Probopass. Again, I need to leave this matchup with stored energy to make the best use of this. Otherwise, Probopass is just a liability. In comes Swampert. Oh my gosh, this is not good at all. Out comes the Shiftry. Now, because Shiftry is so fast, and when it has 2 shields like this, I was totally anticipating him trying to bait me to burn some of my shields, but he was just going straight foul play the entire time. So my huge mistake in this game was just being stupid with my shield usage. Really dumb. I'm expecting this to be an attempted bait again. Nope. Just straight up foul play. So really, really bad for me. If I would have shielded both those foul plays, I knew my Altaria would have been able to handle both Shiftry and Swampert. Because again, my Probopass was just totally a liability. It's not going to be able to do anything against his Swampert. He throws the charge move right off the bat here, which is the correct play. Honestly, there's no winning scenario for me at this point because I let all those foul plays through. Both moves are going to be resisted here, but Rock Slide at least gets stab. So it is more energy efficient, but geez, man, this is just a straight up wall to Probopass. I just let this go through. I know the match is over anyways, but I do throw another Rock Slide here. Doesn't matter. Swampert's going to be able to take this easy. He does commit his last shield there, playing it smart. And I go down with the shield. And my Altaria is in the grave, crying its eyes out because it got no shields and got hit by all those foul plays. What an idiot. Man, I was not smart. This is not a favorable lead for me. If it was Shiftry, it'd be amazing. I'm going to farm up a little bit. And then I'm going to try to catch a Frenzy Plant with Charizard. I time the switch perfectly. Now that Niantic has changed the switch mechanic, it's a little bit smoother, and I'm able to make these really nice switches when I correctly count the moves. Beforehand, it was so clunky that every time I tried to do an amazing switch like that, it failed. But now at least I can land them fairly consistently. I let my Charizard go down. I want to leave that with a shield advantage. He still has Venusaur. I really need to look out for that thing. So I bring in my Heracross here. I shield up the Hydro Cannon. I need to farm up to 13 counters. I believe I am there at this point to stack back-to-back close combats. He lets the first one go through. I need to land an Earthquake on this Venusaur. Really hoping he doesn't shield this, but he does. I should have went for close combat again to save some energy. Ooh, this is going to be close. I need to hit this close combat. I'm barely able to get there. But I don't know if this is going to be enough to take out Venusaur. It's just barely enough. Whatever he has in the back, I'm switching to Empoleon. Oh boy, zero shield scenario. Does Empoleon get one-shotted by a Shadow Ball? This would be game over. I survive it with a decent amount of health left, and this Hydro Cannon should take out the Frostlass here. It does take it out. Woo! Empoleon coming in clutch. Good games there, keyboard mashing. So the final round is going to be against Twatha 324. Again, at this point, I'm 4-1, so I really need this win in order to come out of this tournament with a good amount of points. I have my Venusaur stuck against his Altaria. Really not good for me here. He shields up the Sludge Bomb, which I'm totally okay with, because I was comfortable committing no shields to this anyways. And now, again, because I coupled my Venusaur with Probopass, all of the stored energy that he has in Altaria is useless against Probopass because of how solid of a wall it is. Again, I need to leave this matchup with stored energy in my Probopass. That is the only way that Probopass is not a complete liability. Against the Mud Boys like Whiscash and Swampert and Quagsire, Probopass gets absolutely wrecked, but if you can at least come out of that and throw some Rock Slides, he makes a really good switch into Whiscash, which he catches this Rock Slide. Gonna switch in my Empoleon. I catch the Mud Bomb. Thank goodness for my shield advantage. This is the only way that I'm going to be able to handle this Whiscash. Gonna have to shield this Mud Bomb as well. But I don't think I can fully commit to farming that Whiscash down. I did not want to get greedy and get hit by a Mud Bomb. That would have been a wasted shield on my part. Out comes Alolan Marowak. This thing is going to get one-shotted by a Hydro Cannon. I really enjoyed Empoleon for the Fusion Cup after that first tournament that I used it and I did not do very well. So Altaria is going to come close to taking me out here with a Sky Attack. Does take me out, but it doesn't matter. Probopass is in the back. This Altaria could have 2 shields and this would still be a losing scenario for Altaria. That's just how crazy Probopass is. If you can line Probopass up in the correct matchups, it's insanely good. But if you get it switch locked against one of its negative matchups, you've just wasted a Pokemon. So very risky play. Going into the second game, we are in an Altaria mirror match. Now, when you're in a mirror match like this, you need to pay very close attention to your opponent's health and your health as well. So I lose a CMP here, so I know that his Altaria has more attack than mine. And so through that, I'm hoping that maybe mine is a higher rank than his, and it'll be able to win out this mirror match. We both hit yellow at the same time, but I see that he hits red one turn before me. So I'm able to fast move that down and win out the mirror match purely based off of fast moves, and I have a stored Sky Attack that I'm going to throw at whatever comes in. So very fortunate in my Altaria's IVs there, and good awareness on my part realizing that I was going to win out that mirror match. I'm going to bring in my Empoleon here. This is a very favorable matchup for me. He's got Venusaur in the back, but I brought in Charizard to ensure that my Empoleon wouldn't get wrecked by Venusaur. I anticipated him bringing Venusaur in this game. I correctly shield up the Sludge Bomb. Could have farmed up one more Fire Spin there, but man, at this point in the tournament, I did not want to get risky. I'm assuming this is going to be a Shadow Ball, but it's only a Bone Club. Very interesting. Shields are down, so Shadow Ball would be the way to go there. This allows me to get off a Blast Burn now. Even though Blast Burn is resisted, Blast Burn is the way to go against this matchup. And so I'm able to take that second game there, which solidifies me the final round. And so I did end up going 5-1. We do play the third game here, so we can see how this plays out. Are you guys ready to see the play of the century? Oh my gosh, this is insane. Yeah. So you guys, I've been talking about how bad I am about like shield baiting, about getting baited. Let's just see what happens here. Yikes, he baits me with the mud bomb, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to commit 2 shields to try to play out this scenario. I'm anticipating this to be the blizzard. Freaking double mud bomb baits me. Oh my gosh, what a play. What a play. That takes guts, man, to double mud bomb in Altaria. But it worked out for him, and now he's very comfortably going to be able to take this lead matchup. You guys ever been double baited by a Whiscash when you're using Altaria? That was rough. So this is really not looking good. I'm going to bring in Charizard, and hopefully he won't get to a Blizzard. So I'm hoping that this is a Blizzard. I counted his mud shots, and I correctly catch a Blizzard. Amazing switch on my part. I have a Charizard that is stored energy in the back. I'm going to be able to take out his Alolan Marowak here with the Hydro Cannon because shields are down. I didn't want to get hit by a Bone Club, so I didn't want to overfarm. He still has Whiscash. I still have Charizard with loaded energy. The Whiscash is barely able to survive. Oh, man. It's going to take out my Empoleon. In comes this crazy loaded Charizard. What is in the back? It's an Altaria. This is going to be very close. I believe I need 3 Dragon Claws to take out the Altaria. There's the first one. Here's the second one. Can I get to a 3rd Dragon Claw before this Altaria gets a Sky Attack? I was 1 turn away there, and so this is going to be able to take me out. So I ended up going 5-1 in my weighted tournament. Again, this put me at number 7 in the world and then number 2 in the United States, so I'm very happy with that performance. So glad that Fusion is over. I have a couple of remote lobbies that are still wrapping up, but if you want to be on my friends list and battle with me and support the channel, head on over to patreon.com/fp6 and become a member. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.